Theme 35. The Modern World 1. 1. Brand. Brand. Example.
Another one quickly. Last fall, we just released a brand new practice civics test.
This is the path to growth. This is the path to innovation, to building your brand, to cutting costs, and to cutting risk.
2. Culture. Culture. Example.
Because I think you will find when we talk about cities, we are talking about the political institutions in which civilization and culture were born.
He joined ESPN, which already had a culture of inclusion and diversity, but he took it up a notch.
3. Demographics. Demographics. Example.
And so the bizarre result of this is that most of our popular culture is actually based on these presumptions about our demographics.
We're one of the sponsoring organizations, along with other organizations, that are targeting certain demographics.
4. Diversity. Diversity. Example.
Fujifilm survived because it applied the principles of prudence, diversity, and adaptation.
The reason is because the most important design secret of the brain is diversity.
5. Icon. Icon. Example.
And when I was making icons, I was like the icon master. And I was like, yeah, I'm really good at this, you know?
So the first set are pathologies. They end up in the stick man on his icon. But the rest of them are really what's important here.
6. Increase. Increase. Example.
Her chances of getting a nutritious meal, one with fruit and milk, one in lower in sugar and salt, dramatically increase.
And as the frequencies increase, so do the complexities of the patterns that appear on the plate.
7. Migrate. Migrate. Example.
If people were allowed to migrate legally, they wouldn't have to place their lives into the hands of people smugglers.
As the ice sheets spread, retreated, and returned, some animals were either able to adapt to the changes or migrate to a more suitable environment.
8. Merge. Merge. Example.
Until they merge and fuse, creating heavier nuclei and releasing energy in the process.
This is the kind of technology that will merge millions of individual vehicles into a single system.
9. Indicate. Indicate. Example.
This seemed to indicate that whatever is getting in the way and blocking the starlight was not circular like a planet.
Those guys are measuring influence, not behaviors that indicate our trustworthiness.
10. Factor. Factor. Example.
Age is one factor. As we get older, synapses begin to falter and weaken, affecting how easily we can retrieve memories.
Well, when we think about lung cancer, the biggest environmental factor is without doubt smoking.
11. Dwindle. Dwindle. Example.
And unfortunately, our capacity to remain involved and demonstrate compassion tends to dwindle as those conflicts drag on.
But most importantly, it's going to dwindle down for many generations to come.
12. Worldwide. Worldwide. Example.
The U.S. and its content, films in particular, have captured the imaginations of audiences worldwide. Worldwide.
Do you know that we have 1.4 million cellular radio masts deployed worldwide?
13. Wealthy. Wealthy. Example.
That is something that we should embrace. A wealthy China, a wealthy India, a wealthy Africa.
It does. Well, it is wealth even. It's morally pure because it won't mix with other metals.
14. Industry. Industry. Example.
If you're involved, say, in the travel industry, in any way, look at pilgrimage.
And there is perhaps no industry with more potential to create jobs now and growth in the coming years than clean energy.
15. Isolation. Isolation. Example.
For the next 42 years, he suffered from nightmares, extreme anxiety in public, isolation, depression.
Understanding my own self, understanding my own pain, my own isolation was my greatest teacher.
16. Joint venture. Joint venture. Example.
Your new joint venture partner might shake your hand, celebrate, go out to dinner with you, and then leak an expression of anger.
And perhaps Cuba wants to be one of the partners in a four-way joint venture.
17. Market. Market. Example.
It's happening. The recourse to market mechanisms and market thinking and market solutions in bigger arenas.
And local domestic companies in the past have been protected from international competition by market controls.
18. Modernization. Modernization. Example.
Beg your pardon, it necessarily secularized. Modernization brings with it secularization.
I think it's a very important project, given that the current accommodation is somewhat tired and in need of modernisation.
19. Multilateralism. Multilateralism. Example.
I'm talking about a really old idea. It's been around for decades. I'm talking about multiculturalism.
What do we mean by diversity, cultural diversity, and multiculturalism?
20. Percentage. Percentage. Example.
It's much lower than the tax rate paid by somebody whose income is lower, who works hard for a living, as a percentage of their income.
Of all the employees at Google, a very, very small percentage of those employees are authorized to even enter a data center campus.